Hello, everyone. Welcome to another story time with Chinwe Oyelitikinwa for the storyteller. Today, I'll be telling a story from my book, A Collection of Ghost Stories, and the story is titled Mazi Obindi, the Crayfish Seller. This happened in faraway Imo State, Nigeria. It was a normal busy day in the market. The traders had brought out their wares, people were buying and selling. You had those selling their fish stand, you had the fish stand, the fruit stand, the vegetable stands, rice beans, a usual marketplace, people buying and selling. Some stands were filled with people, some just had few people. And then there was this particular crayfish seller, Mazi Obindi. His crayfish stand was packed full of women hustling, bustling, trying to bargain, trying to buy. And Mazio Bimbi was very well known in that market in Imo State because his crayfish, people say his crayfish was the best. Women came from far and wide to buy. So even before Mazio Bimbi came to the market, people were already waiting for him to buy his crayfish, and before you know, the women were pushing each other, fighting, pulling each other just to buy crayfish, to bargain, and it was a busy place. His stand was so busy, women haggling for the prices and all that. And then suddenly, a young woman walked over to the stand and she cried in a shocked voice, Obin! And then what happened is what some people find hard to believe to this day. Mazio Bimbim disappeared. His crayfish disappeared. Those who had bought the crayfish and were still around there, their crayfish disappeared. It was pandemonium everywhere. People were running, competing to outshine each other in the race for their lives. The market, there was chaos in the marketplace. Some people were even running. They didn't even know why they were running because they saw others running, so they decided to run too. It was total chaos in the market. Some people ran home. People were running up and down, and it was like a scene from the movies. And then when things had calmed down, at least there's some brave men who tried to calm everything down. And the lady who called Obin was standing there crying, crying, crying seriously. And when those who were able to summon courage could come close to her, and they tried to find out, Madam, what is it? What just happened? Please explain to us what we just saw. That was when she began to narrate the story. She told them that Mazio Bindi was her elder brother, who had died years ago in faraway town of Ibuzo in Delta State. Said that before he died, he was a well-known crayfish seller. He usually went to the riverine areas of Delta State. He bought crayfish and he sold crayfish a lot in Ibuzo in Delta State. And everyone knew him. But that on one of his trips, Mazio didn't come back alive. He died in a car accident when he went to buy crayfish as usual. He died in a car accident and he had been buried years ago. She said that she got married recently and came to Imo State. Her marriage was just about 3 months ago. And so she came to the market, as a new wife to do some shopping in the market there in Imo State. And then she saw someone who looked exactly like her brother. She was very shocked. She kept staring from afar, and when she came closer, she was very sure that was her brother Obindi, and that's why she screamed his name, Obin, the name she usually called him while he was alive, and that is why he disappeared. And for some minutes, everybody was shocked. Some people were staring at the young woman as if she was not normal. But people who saw what happened, the disappearance of Mazobidi, the crayfish, the table, everything disappeared. Even those who had bought, it was shocking and scary. We had people running home to their family to find out whether the ones they used to cook at home, whether their family members had disappeared. The people who were tasting, women like to taste crayfish very well. This your crayfish is sweet. So then, you see them trying to vomit, forcing themselves to vomit. Maybe scared that they will also disappear. I do not know. And I was told that a lot of prayer houses, churches, herbalist homes were were filled up that day, that weekend. People trying to go and save themselves. Those who had eaten Mazobi Dave's crayfish. And so that was how the young lady narrated her story. And to this day, some people still do not believe that that actually happened. It's not something you tell people that they will believe. But just as I used to say, there are people who, I think there are some ghosts are people whose life were cut short from what they loved to do. And so they relocate to somewhere and they continue doing that thing that they loved to do before their life was cut short. Just like the story of Tabo, the ghost that loved to read. And so that is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed the story. I want your feedbacks on the story. Thank you very much. Once more, this is Chiwe Oyedepo, the storyteller.